Hello, the following videos will provide you with information and tips on completing the final project. First, I'd like to play a sample of a project that I made that basically meets the minimum requirements for the final.
Actually, Lucy, my trouble is Christmas. I just don't understand it. Instead of feeling happy, I feel sort of let down.
You need involvement. You need to get involved in some real Christmas project. How would you like to be the director of our Christmas play?
Me? You want me to be the director of the Christmas play?
Sure, Charlie Brown. We need a director. You need involvement. We've got a shepherd, musicians, animals, everyone you need. We've even got a Christmas queen.
But I don't know anything about directing a Christmas play.
Don't worry, I'll be there to help you. I'll meet you at the auditorium.
Okay, let's look at this from the standpoint of the final project minimum requirements. I have two characters here that are having a conversation, and I drew both of these characters. And one character is completely rigged with bones. The other character is not, since she's sitting here behind this booth. I only had to rig up the chest, the arms, the head, and all of the parts in the face. So keep in mind when you're working on making a second character for this final animation that you wouldn't have to rig every single bone. You could probably get away with just making the control bone and creating a bone for the chest, the arms, the head. Of course, you would need to add some eye switch layer and mouth switch layer, but other than that, if you wanted to not have to bother with additionally rigging the legs and the feet, that would probably be okay if you felt like that would be a time saver for you. You probably also noticed, aside from the characters speaking, that there was a little bit of light music in the background. There are several other animated elements in this animation. For one thing, this tree here has blinking lights. Also, there are a couple of clouds that drift through the entire animation. I also have a other character. Let me move along here and show you that Linus is back here walking through the scene in the background. And there's also a part here where these little animated hearts move off of her near her head. Let's see where that's at, right here. You can see that the hearts are going up there near her face. And if you played back through the animation, you would see there were a number of camera cuts. There was a slow zoom in, and there were several cuts back and forth, close up, and then back to the original framing of the scene, and so forth. And I also have the fade in and the fade out, and I did include credits at the end of the animation. Now, one thing here that you may have noticed is that I took the audio clip right from the original cartoon movie and put it into this animation. But in a little bit, I am going to show you how to work with putting a voice to two different characters using only my recorded voice. You can find the final project objectives listed in the classroom, but just to reiterate that right now, the length should be 30 to 60 seconds, and you can go up to 2 minutes, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It may seem like a lot of work. You should have at least one background. I encourage you to create a couple of backgrounds and try doing a switching between them. So for the backgrounds, you can go ahead and create them with the drawing tools in the software, or you can use images or a combination of those things. You'll need to have two characters having a conversation. You should have at least two camera effects, switching between scenes or zoom, close-ups, panning, and so on. You'll need to have at least 3 more animated objects aside from your characters. And they need to be different things, not just 3 copies of the same thing. You should put a fade in at the beginning and a fade out at the end. And somewhere in the animation, you should use some text. Okay, that could be something that's animated, but it doesn't have to be. Just use the text tool to make some text. And also, alongside the character's speaking parts, you should put in some kind of other sound, background music perhaps, or some other type of sound effect. You also need to put in something that includes the cycle function within the software. I actually have two of those things in this animation. One is that the hearts are set using cycle, and the blinking lights on the tree are also using cycle. So that gives you a little bit of starter information on the final project. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to work with two speaking characters.